Hey guys, my name is Leslie Salmons and this is my website and app presentation. As I said, my name is Leslie Salmons and I am a junior elementary education major here at Eastern, and my goal is to teach abroad once I graduate. I'm going to take my first step towards that when I take my student teaching into a different country and then do the other half of it here in Kentucky. My website that I did was Funbrain. It's a website for ages kindergarten through 8th grade and has several games geared towards learning specific subjects such as reading, writing, or math. There's also a tab that allows you to read books or watch video series, and each game has a stated level, grade level that is, subject and skill to be learned. And right here is the main page as soon as you enter. So you can sort the games by ages or by subjects. And then so once we dive into that, right here is the math tab right here. You can see they're all red because that is what math is labeled by in this website is red. And as you can see, the very first line says grades. So right here, the slingshot is grades 2 to 3. So that is what grade it is geared towards. Obviously, the type is math, and there's skills too. So like this one up here, this moon rocks, it's skilled is going to be addition and subtraction fluency. So we'll work on that in this game. Then we have the reading. This is the reading tab. It has several different books that the students are capable of reading on here. As soon as you click read now, the book instantly pops up. There's no downloads, there's no trouble. I actually read like 10 pages of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid when I was exploring this website because I really enjoyed that reading when I was a kid. We then have a fun arcade and playground. Now it is not just something that nobody really uses or they just use to have fun and relax. Almost every single tab in this section is still geared towards something. It has a grade level layout. It also has a skill set. So like this purple one down here is going to be like for puzzles and critical thinking, where this one over here, it does say type just for fun, but the skill is for strategy. So it's still teaching students something even though it's not a specific subject. Finally is the video zone. This tab is a series of videos that has specific specific content being learned, such as the greater than and less than sign in that top corner, or the ruler right over here. All of these videos are going to be being able for the students to watch and look at so they can get a good idea about something new. And I do believe this is a better learning style for one which is either a visual or audio. Now, the way that this website works I think it works very well with a lot of different students. I can explain why. It ensures the learning of them. Like, although they're having fun and playing games, they're still learning stuff. It also, like, you're able to, like, see what somebody's struggling with. Like, you can assess the situation. So, if a student is struggling, like, they're getting bad, like, they write down all their scores every day and they give you their scores and they're not that good. You can look what game it is and what the skill set is, and you can, like, kind of roll that content into your classroom a little bit more, so that student might be learning a little bit more in the classroom as well, since they're struggling on the games with it. Another thing is if the student is gifted or if they're having a little bit of trouble with some of the games, it is easy enough for them to check with the teacher to maybe do like 5 games on their level to challenge themselves, and then 1 game below or above their level to maybe either refresh something that they don't remember or that they want to relearn, or even to take that other step forward and grow a little bit more in their knowledge as well above their grade level. And finally is the students with English language learning backgrounds. I do think could gain a lot of knowledge through the English games. However, I do think that without a little bit more proper explanation of the games, the students might have trouble completing like games such as math or writing categories. I do think it's able to be modified a little bit by giving better directions or even coming up with a ELL Learners tab that would involve something that might help those students connect the content to maybe their culture. Now, my app is Noji. It was created by Emmy Thomas and Nick Thomas, and it is a combined app learning methods and engaging content to create an effective way to learn vocabulary. Several apps are created by this company, all covering different forms of vocabulary and introducing new learning features such as visual and audio. Every single app you buy optimizes your memory. It'll test your memory to make sure that you're not about to forget the word, and it also sends you reminders when that within that time period that you're about to run out of time and need to go back and memorize this word before you forget. There's a progress bar that shows on each lesson and allows you to set goals, and it also lets you customize your word list by simply putting words you don't want to learn into the do not learn box, and then you can just focus on the ones you do want to learn. So let's jump right in. When you first open the app, it says right here, My Library. You'll see right here. You can see up here it says all, so this is all the different categories. There's the ones you're just learning, or you can even put whole list in the not learning if you do not want to touch them at all. There's several different lists. I'm going to focus mostly on this vocab 3 Common Core for ages 8 to 99. However, there are ACTs, there's SATs, there's Big Test, there's lots of different age levels of tabs full of vocabulary lists that are just geared specifically towards that topic. Now, this is what I was talking about when it says optimizing your memory. After learning the words, you have so much time to re-enter the app and go back over them before you forget. So it simply sends you a reminder, for example, due in 1 hour and 6 minutes, which means you should probably go in and review that time before your memory starts to degrade. After you start building your memory, you want to keep strengthening it, otherwise it's going to disappear. So we're going to focus mostly on vocabulary 3 ages, I think it was 8 to 99 if I remember reading correctly. There's different tabs within each list, such as view and hear all words, learn and remember, quizzes. Those are all very big tabs that we're going to look at in just 1 second, but the 2 I really want to go over right now is this learning goal, which is right here, and status, which is right here. Now, your learning goal is something you easily click and just put in a simple date and time that you would like the words learned by, and it will instantly divide the words so that you learn a certain amount a day. So as you can see right here, if I made it for February 7th, 2017, the new words that I would learn per day would be 5. Now, based off this learning goal is your status bar, your status or progress bar. Now, this bar is going to be based off of what you do, like what the student does in the quizzes and in the activities. So if you're learning it, if you're taking a quiz, if you're just viewing it, it all goes towards adding up to this progress bar. Your goal is to get an all green progress bar. However, I see often enough when I was going through it being mostly green, a little bit of yellow, and like a very low red. But by the time it rolls around of like taking the test or the quiz for vocabulary, I would hope that it would be an all green bar. So we're going to go up here to the view and hear all words. Once this pops up, there's going to be a long list of words that you want to use. Each word you'll click on, and this will pop up. So you'll see right here, it'll say the word, the definition. It'll say an example with a picture, so that it hits visual learners. It'll also give a sentence. It'll give synonyms and antonyms of the word. It'll also break down the word with its prefixes and roots and suffixes and such. It also, if you look right up here in this little speaker, you can see that if you click on that, the computer will actually say the word for you. And something really cool on top of that happens is you can click on it and even record yourself saying it and playing it back to yourself so that you can hear what you sound like when you're saying that word. Now, say invisible is not a word I want to learn. I can easily go into the bottom left corner of my screen and click Do Not Learn. That means the word is taken off the list completely and put into a different folder labeled Do Not Learn. This allows the teacher to customize it a little bit. If there's words she doesn't want her students learning yet, she can easily tell them to click Do Not Learn and have them focus on the words that she does want them to learn. Now, the next tab is Learn and Remember. It has 4 different modes, all designed to maximize the memory and strength of the student for each word. This is when the memory retention comes in, and it allows you to like go over it before it's due. It allows you to review it, and then it prepares you basically for the quizzes, which is the next tab. And then right over here to the right is what the quizzes look like. As you can see, this is for a lower level child, probably in the 3rd grade or so. And it just simply asks you, like, it simply states the definition. It says a sentence that you would put the word into, and it also gives you synonyms and a picture. And based off that, it is asking you what the word is. So to be around all sides would be the word surrounded. And if you don't know, you can click down here, and then it will go over it for you again. And now here's another view of the progress bar. So as you can see, once you go through your list a couple times, your green's going to grow and your red's going to shrink. And then by the time your learning goal is arrived, your learning goal should be all green, hopefully. And that allows the students to really take responsibility for learning and make goals for themselves and try really hard to get that all green bar. Now, when looking at Noji, I think it's very aware of the diverse learning. I think it has several different lists, such as the ACT or the SAT, that would be very open to all different age groups. So, like I said, there was ones that said ages 8 through 99, and I'm sure that there's some that are for college kids, and I'm sure there are some for kids in elementary school, and so on and so forth. So I think it's very diverse about its learning, and not only does it let the learners see the word, but also allows the audience to hear the word as well, having access to the multiple styles of learning, and giving them several different opportunities to learn the word in different ways. I do think an improvement that could be added in Noji is the way they incorporate other languages to help English language learner students to be able to read. I think it would be really cool if they put different words that they might know, connection or cultural connections that would help them connect the word to their language a little bit more, or even having it be said in their language, said in English, and then so they can compare. And as far as disabilities go, I don't see any major issues because the teacher could always specify the list of exactly what the students should and should not learn by utilizing that Do Not Learn tab. And finally, I used Screencast-Matic to record my presentation, and then I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. I really hope you enjoyed my presentation and you learned a lot about FunBrain and Noji.